What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 4? Is it 4?
Yes, 4.
We managed a month, Kelly. We deserve a medal.
What? Oh my god, this is impossible. We thought it was impossible, but here we are.
But yes, welcome to episode 4 of Twist of Insanity. I'm Kitty.
I'm Kelly.
And yeah, we love awkward intros.
That's just something that happens with time where you get really good at an intro.
I like our awkward ones.
It's not bad.
I like it. I think it's more real. It's less scripted and just crap.
Yeah, all right. I see the appeal to that. It could be you don't know what to expect each week. It could be angry. Maybe it'll be sad one week. Right now it's just awkward.
One day we might surprise everyone and be completely organized and have like the most perfect in-sync intro and everyone would freak out.
I thought you were going to say completely naked. We just like show up on webcam with our tits out. Hey guys, this week's a little more wild than usual.
Kelly Goes Wild, episode 1. Oh god. But yeah, one thing I wanted to bring up at the beginning was YouTube, as everyone's probably seen it, is clusterfucked right now. So if you are subscribed to myself or Kelly, make sure you're still subscribed and click the little bell thing icon to make sure you get the alerts.
I guess like what I've been reading is they have the notifications set up, but they're not being notified. Who knows? It's all I know is it's super messed up. Half the time I try to upload now, YouTube will process my video and it won't have any audio. And then I have to upload like 10 times before it even gets it right. So I'm just, yeah.
Do you know how long last week's episode took me to upload on my internet? Just guess.
Let's see. When it was like an hour and a half?
Yeah.
7 hours.
9.5.
Whoa, I do not miss shitty internet.
I had to run it overnight, and when I woke up, it was still processing. Oh no, it's still uploading. It hadn't hit process. It processed really, really fast though. It processed within like 20 minutes, but it was uploading for just under 9.5 hours. Normally it takes 6.5. That's the reason.
Mine uploads in like 20 minutes.
Oh, fuck you.
But the processing takes a while. But then I keep having this bug where it processes without any audio. So I've actually had the last 2 podcasts, pretty much all of half of November. YouTube is really buggy for me. And I've had to upload the podcast like the last 2, like 5 times before it even gets it right. It's so frustrating.
It would be so nice if we could upload the day we record this, but because of my internet, we have to wait, edit, then upload overnight if the weather's okay. Because if it's too rainy or whatever, the internet is rubbish.
Weather! Oh my god, Kitty! It was the first snowfall of the week. Or the year. Sorry, the week? What am I even talking about? I was thinking about the podcast. Yeah, so,
Does it look magical?
It is. The best thing is the first snowfall. Well, I guess this isn't always, but this is how it happened this year, where I was sleeping, and when I went to sleep, there was no snow. There was no storm. There was nothing going on. And then I woke up, and I went downstairs, and on the way downstairs, there's this big window, and I just saw snow, lots of snow, and that I've been waiting for it because I'd been looking at the Weather Channel because I wanted it to snow so I could have a nice cozy fire and just look at the pretty snow. But I woke up to it, and that's a nice feeling. I think if I still had a commute to work, I would hate it. But since I work at home now, I kind of like snow. But I feel for anyone who has to drive in it. I'm so shit at driving in snow.
You're shit at driving. My dad. That's from someone who doesn't drive.
How would you know then? How dare you? I've driven you around. You ended up okay.
My desktop background is currently Colorado. I love the snow there. I don't like it when it snows in Georgia. Georgia right now is just humid, damp, miserable, rainy, bullshit cold. Like, I swear it gets to like 20 degrees here in Fahrenheit, and it feels way worse than like -10 in Colorado.
Ugh.
Because Colorado is so dry.
Yeah, Georgia's so humid.
Yeah, Georgia's a really bad place to be if you've got arthritis in the winter. But yeah, it's just miserable. I wish it was snowy. I love the snow. It's so fresh and crisp and clean.
I think we're supposed to have another blizzard this weekend, and I hope we do. I'm out of
You have a
firewood though. I
massive
need to like
one
get
coming.
more.
You have
You do?
you have a full-on polar vortex coming.
Wait, I do? Wait, are you
Yeah.
for real? Wait, hold up.
I'm for real. It was.
Oh,
How did you not know? The warning went out yesterday. It even showed up on my app, and I don't live anywhere near you.
I don't know. Oh no, the Weather Channel's not loading. I'm never gonna know.
You need to
I'm
go stock up
excited.
with supplies and hot chocolate and water and all
Oh,
those
yeah.
essentials.
Okay, I should go tonight then and get firewood. Because
Yeah.
I keep having fires because I really like them, but I ran out of wood, so.
Oh, yeah, no, you need to go stock up. You have a polar vortex heading your way, dear.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, the Winter Storm Watch.
Yeah, it's kind of a big one.
Okay.
I'll be your friendly
Sweet.
weather girl from Georgia.
Well, everyone stay safe if you're out in that scary storm.
And I'm so glad you didn't get caught in that, like not knowing about it.
Yeah.
I just don't get how you missed it. It's everywhere.
Well, I knew a storm was coming. I didn't know how bad it was. I hadn't caught up with that yet.
Oh yeah, the term
apparently.
polar vortex was in the headline, so that sounds bad.
Yeah, last year I think the polar vortex was when we had really cold air. It was like -50s, -60s.
Ooh.
It was crazy. I mean, I wasn't like just sitting outside or anything, but like going to like the grocery store and getting out of the car, it was just like, whoa.
Yeah,
It's
and
so much colder than normal.
I have snow gear that I wear in the winter just to try and keep my legs going, and so I have like 4.0 base layers. But I still love the cold, despite the fact my body doesn't.
There's something really nice to me about living in a place where you can see the seasons changing. Like, I really enjoy seeing the leaves change color in fall. Winter, obviously, we're talking about that now. And then in spring, when you finally see it start to become more green. And then summer, it's I like
know.
thunderstorms, I guess. But we have really scary tornadoes here, so no.
I don't know. I think winter's my favorite when it's snowy. Like if I was in Colorado or winter would be my favorite time of year. There's something cleansing about snow. I know that sounds really weird, but the air just feels so crisp and clean and fresh. Like, yeah, there's nothing worse in the winter where it's just muggy and groggy and shit. Like, because normally if I'm half asleep and I have a lot of work to do, I'll go outside and have a walk just to get some cold air on my face and wake up. But in Georgia, you just can't do that. It's just rainy and miserable.
You just get sweaty in Georgia. Well,
except in the
maybe not in
winter, it's pretty cold. It's like 40 right now.
Yeah, not in winter, but I think I've only been in Georgia during the summer, and that's just gross.
The problem is when it's miserable outside and wet, like you get lost online shopping instead of going to the store. Now, first of all,
Kitty,
no.
What did I tell you?
What
did I tell you? What did you do?
I didn't buy anything off ModCloth. So you should congratulate. But I found a British supermarket online.
Oh no.
And then from that rather large purchase, I found a British baker and butcher online as well.
Wait, hold up. Before we get to the butcher,
Mm-hmm.
how much was that very large purchase?
A couple of hundred.
And what did you get? Just
Lots of candy, like mince pies, which are like, oh God, how do you describe a mince pie to an American? It's kind of like a fruit pie. It's like ground fruit kind of in some kind of chutney style. I don't know, Google it. It's hard to explain.
I think I've had one.
And then you serve them up with like brandy cream or whatever. I got some clotted cream. I got some gravy.
Clotted cream is like two words combined that like I really never wanted combined.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good until you have it on a scone, and then it's incredible. I got some jam. I got a lot. I got some hot chocolate. No, the hot chocolate I got from Wittard that already arrived because I import.
Wait, a completely another order, huh?
Yeah, well, every year I make an order from Wittard, which is a tea shop in England, but they have the best hot chocolate. Like, they have a luxury hot chocolate that's chocolate flakes.
Oh, that
So
sounds
it's
actually
European
really good.
chocolate flakes. And at Christmas, they do a spiced hot chocolate.
Okay, you need to link me.
Yeah, it's Whittard of Chelsea, and they'll deliver. Like, I ordered a lot because I only make an order from them once a year. So I get like they have instant tea as well, which sounds horrible, but it's really nice to have in the evening. It's just granular and it dissolves. You can get tea bags and loose leaf and all of that as well, but like a huge box only costs like $18 to send to the US.
Oh, that's not too bad.
So yeah, I do it about once a year. But anyway, yeah. So what else did I order? Lots of candy, crisps, chips, lots of pickled onion and prawn cocktail chips.
Pickled onion.
It's my favorite.
Pickled pig's feet.
No.
Do you like? You don't like? All right. So many people come at me when I say I like pickled.
I
pig's
thought you
feet.
were just mocking me for liking pickled onion chips.
No, dude, pickled stuff is good, but pickled pig's feet is like the best of the pickled.
Like, you are joking, right? Because they sell that in the grocery store here.
Oh,
next,
do you get? Have you ever had it?
In milk gravy. And no, I'm not kidding you. No, I fucking haven't had it. That's not food.
Oh, well, you're fucking up.
No.
You're fucking up. Everyone judges me when they hear me say pickled pig's feet is good. And then they try it and it's just good. It's just like pickled
listen
bacon.
To yourself. Pickled
Yeah, I know. It sounds disgusting and I'm a disgusting whore, but it's fucking good.
Feet.
Yeah, and you can see the little feet as you eat them. I'm very sorry. I do have a good amount of vegan followers. I'm sorry.
No, the
I would
vegans
really
aren't
like to
going
be
like
vegan,
the next
but
bit.
the pickled pig's feet, they're just talking to me.
That's really fucked up, Kelly. You're eating feet. Do you have a foot fetish as well?
No, but just for pickled pig's feet, actually.
Oh, I got sticky toffee puddings as well.
Ooh,
yeah,
that sounds fun.
And then, sorry, vegans, found that, and vegetarians as well. Whoops, my bad. Found a British baker who makes pies. Now, in England, it's quite common at lunch that you go to the local bakery. It's often a chain called Greg's, and you get like a pasty or a pie, and that will be kind of like your pot pies, but handheld. They're miniature. And they'll have things like steak and kidney, or beef and onion, or chicken curry, chicken and mushroom, cheese and onion, that kind of thing in them. So it's like a handheld lunch. And that's quite often what people eat during the day. Okay. But you don't really get it over here. So these were a big deal. And steak and kidney pie is one of my favorite. Sounds disgusting. Not as disgusting as Kelly and her pig's feet. But yeah, really, really happy. And the guy also had bacon, because we have a different cut to you. Not like Canadian bacon, it's back bacon. It's just delicious. And sausages. Your sausages over here are really third rate.
Oh yeah, nah, they're trash.
So I got some chipolatas and some Cumberland sausage and some bangers, and I got some lamb and mint as well. So I'm really happy. On Wednesday, my freezer is going to be full.
Wait, what's bangers?
Bangers, like a British sausage.
Oh, okay. I thought I knew what it was,
like
but I
bangers
didn't.
and mash you see in those fake Irish and English pubs.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I get it now.
So yeah. I'm gonna get really fat.
I made my first pot pie.
Oh, you did? Did it have pot in it, or?
No. Well, it had like these I don't know what the herb is. I just followed the recipe, but it had a leaf on herb. Wait,
herb.
What did I say?
You said herb. There's a fucking H in it. It's herb.
Oh, what? Okay, no. But yeah, like some people on my Twitter thought I put a weed leaf on my fucking pie. I was like, no, that's not what that is. But I did put fuck on it. I tweeted a picture if you want proof. But I did make a chicken pot pie with the word fuck on it.
All right, I'm going to make sure we link to the pot pie in the description so people can see it.
It was really fucking good, too.
What did you put in it? Apart from pot?
Chicken, Campbell's cream of chicken soup to make it, soupy. And then some vegetables like corn and green beans.
So you didn't make the gravy yourself?
No, I mean, I half-assed it, but I made it, sort of.
Did you make the pastry?
No.
Oh, my God, Kelly. So this was a big shock to me when I came over here, is people just don't cook from scratch.
I like to cook, but sometimes there's just not the time. You don't have the time to do everything.
with the Christmas rush, with my Etsy being pretty busy, like I haven't had a meal, like a real meal, in like a month, and I can't wait to get cooking again. But
Oh, you just sent me pictures of your Thanksgiving meal.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's different.
That was your
That's
last good meal?
Yeah, that was it. That was the last good meal, and the only one I had for most of November because I was building up stock. But yeah, I like to cook, but I batch cook. So here's your trick: you decide what meals you want, and then like Sunday afternoon or something, you just make three massive meals, portion them out, and throw them in the freezer, like a spaghetti meat sauce. So easy to make, and you can make quite a
Yeah.
bit without much effort, and
Yeah, I
that
actually do that
freezes.
exact meal and just portion it out. That's what I have to do really if I want to have home cooked
Yeah,
meals like the whole week.
you should always have a spaghetti sauce, with meat in the freezer ready to go. It lasts like 3 or 4 months in the freezer, so yeah, it's not hard. And then I'll make like a shepherd's pie or a cottage pie or something like that. That can also be frozen, and things like that. So that's the way to do it. So you have home cooked throughout the week. And then all you may have to do is like boil some veg or steam some veg or whatever the latest fad for cooking vegetables is.
Oh, I didn't eat today. I was like I chugged a beer the 5 minutes. Me and Kitty always have 5 minutes before we start the show. I mean, we'll talk a little before that, but then right when we're going to start, we'll have like a 5 minute period to do, get whatever you need to
Piss,
get done,
get
done.
water,
Yeah.
burp.
And
We always have a pre recording burp.
yeah, we do have that as well. Gotta have that so we're not like belching. I was gonna say on air, but we're not really live, but maybe one day. But yeah, I just chugged a beer. I was like, oh, there's a beer here. I might as well chug it. And
I
I
had a
did have
cup
the
of
burps after that.
tea.
I did need the burp check really bad after that.
Yeah, yeah. I had a cup of tea. I'm fairly boring. But I had some toast for dinner. That's such a
Mm.
British thing, tea and toast.
Toast, I like toast.
Mm.
How do the Brits have their toast?
It varies. I have toast in the toaster. You put bread in, comes out as toast, magic, and I just put butter on it. Or sometimes I'll put some jam. One of my friends' grandmothers makes me jam every year. It's great jam.
You ever do butter and jam?
No! A lot of people do. My dad does that. Creeps me out.
Yeah, I'll try it every once in a while, and then I'll just remember why I didn't really like it.
Yes.
I just like one of them.
Yeah, I like. Sometimes I have like one slice butter, one slice jam, but that's about as adventurous as I get. I'm really boring.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Have they ever done anything else with my toast? I think I just prefer jam for the most part. I like
Honey, I'll
strawberry.
put honey on it sometimes.
I don't. I'm not a big fan of honey. I
I've
put it on my
become
face for like skincare, but like nothing else.
I've become pretty close to another shop on Etsy, like Plainville Homestead or something. Her name's Pam, and we create similar products, but we really get on. And she gets some supplies from me, and we chat all the time. And she sent me some honey from her husband's. I don't know what's the thing that the bees are kept in. From her husband's
Oh,
bees. Yeah, he's a
beekeeping.
beekeeper. So
I
she
don't
sent
know.
me some of their honey, and it's great. So I'm going through a bit of a honey thing.
That might be really good. I don't know. I bought nice honey too, though. Probably not as fresh as that, but I don't know, I can't get into honey unless it's in tea, and even then, I don't know.
Yeah, I like honey. But my favorite honey was one that friend Alan got me out in Reno, I think. I want to say it's called like Gus's Honey or something. Like real ghetto home printed label on paper, the label comes off. But it's almost like it's dark brown. It's like sage honey, desert honey.
Ooh.
And it is the nicest. Like I've only got like a quarter of a jar left and I save it. Because it's so good. Like, when my throat's really bad or whatever, then I'll pull out the goods, the amazing stuff.
Yeah, well, that's a big reason I do like. Well, I do have honey in the house. Is it's an antioxidant, right? Or
Don't
no,
fucking
it's
hate it. We talk a lot. Honey's good for the throat. It's as simple as that, I think.
Yeah, no, maybe it's not I don't know. Like if you have had an infection, you would want honey.
It's a good immune booster if you have local honey because of the pollen being local. So it has similar allergens in it. So it's good to boost your immune.
Yeah, it really does. It just has a lot of health benefits.
And it tastes amazing.
I don't know. I'm still not sold on that.
Oh, you're just not human. Next, you'll be saying you don't drink coffee or something.
No, I do drink that. But do you
All
get
right.
anything else from the butcher?
Sausages, bacon, pies. Oh, I got some candy, like some sweets as well. We have these candies in England called chocolate limes, and it's usually like the grandparents have them, but I'm secretly fond of them. I guess not so secretly now. Uh, they're like a hard lime candy, and then you bite into them, and there's chocolate in the middle.
I don't know if I would like that.
And I got some sherbet lemons as well.
That does sound like a really old person candy.
But they're
though.
so good. I'll put a couple in your thing when I send you a little Christmas present.
Okay.
Oh, we should give an update on that. The creepy gift challenge.
Because we told you guys that it was this week, but
Kelly fucked up.
All right, I fucked up. Yeah, I did. I did.
Kelly has the ones that I got her.
Yes,
I have
on time.
one of the ones that Kelly sent me. So what's happened, we think, is an Etsy seller falsely said they'd shipped something and they haven't. It still says like shipment notification sent to USPS. So she's going to chase it more, but we're going to call them out.
Yeah, we'll call everyone out. We will expose people. If this shit doesn't get here on time, we need to have a fucking Christmas special. And then there was an Etsy kind of glitch where it said I was in Canada, but I was just kind of shopping and not really realizing it thought I was in Canada. And so I bought from a Canadian store, so that just takes longer. That was a while ago. That might get to you even before this other one.
Yeah, Canada usually gets here within like a week.
Yeah, I think you'll have that one. That one's a really the really creepy one. No, wait, no, the one you got is pretty fun. No, wait.
Hang on, is the one that's already here the one that I shouldn't have in the house?
No, there's two of them
that
are really bad, honestly. I doubled down.
I don't. Hell, that's horrible. Like, I got you creepy stuff, but not creepy, this thing's gonna murder and curse you.
You said creepy, and I was like, all right, well, we're going all out.
I thought I did creepy.
The one, oh my god, actually, the one I doubled down with is so disgusting.
Oh, thanks. That's great. I'm really excited about doing this video. I love looking scared and horrified on camera.
Oh my god! If this was something I
hang on a minute, did you just say it might stink?
Yes.
Oh my god! You know how strong my nose is.
No, it won't stink unless you mess with it. So I think you'll be good.
That's something then. So if I just throw it straight in the dumpster, it's fine.
Oh, be careful! Don't throw it.
Oh.
I'm so excited though. Why they need to ship this shit? You need to see it.
I was really excited until you said one of them might curse you. And then I was like, oh, so you went there.
Well, all right, so
like mine are just kind of gross, creepy, but funny. Yours are like creepy, might kill you, smell bad.
Well, all right, my strategy was searching gross words on Etsy.
Oh.
Just like anything I could think of.
I searched like creepy, gross, gag gift, you know, the usual stuff. But
mine was like
you went
liver, to, like, fetus.
Oh my god.
Dead babies.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm
so
seriously
pretty
scared.
Hardcore shit.
Oh. That's just
cursed.
All I needed. Right?
No, I did not search cursed.
My fucking house flooded yesterday. We had...
It's working already. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, right?
It wasn't me.
So
I swear to God, that was not my curse.
I was like, is her fucking curse here? The dishwasher just pissed water everywhere and it flooded the kitchen. It leaked a little downstairs. So we've got a new dishwasher that just arrived. But yeah, we've had to tear up the floor in the kitchen. I was like, if that is that fucking curse.
Oh man, I hate leaks.
I am going to mail her a shit sandwich.
Oh no. Our freezer leaked really bad, and then we still haven't got a new one though, because the water freezes, but once it like reaches a certain level, it comes out of the so now we just use a hammer to like hammer the frozen water that's built up and just take that out.
It and it will be fine.
I have to what?
Defrost it.
No, it's like No, the water's leaking though. It's like one of those fridges where you can get water and ice cubes, but our ice cube thing stopped working. Now it just leaks water, but it freezes, so we have some time before it gets out of the fridge, and so we've just been like lazy.
Let's say that you should get like a new one because like a lot of appliances are on sale right now.
Yeah, it's a good idea. We were talking about it, but
you heard about my freezer, right? The power in the outside freezer got dying.
Wait, what happened with that?
I have a freezer in the garage, sorry, vegans, that has like usually a deer in that I've sent someone off to get me. Okay. Not at the supermarket. They usually go out and go pew pew, and then deer gets processed, and I have deer, and my British food and everything goes in the outside freezer. But because of that, it doesn't get checked very often. Well, let's just say I went in there for a pie a couple of weeks ago, opened the door, and let's just say rancid, rotting meat. Oh. What's worse is I was on painkillers that day, so didn't really work it out until I put my hand in and picked up a pie.
Oh, God, that's so gross.
So told said roommate about this. And he's like, oh, I'll deal with it. Being the man. It's still there. It's been 3 weeks with rotting flesh. Like, there's literally an entire deer in there.
That's nasty.
It's such a waste. Like, the reason I get deer is because I don't like the meat industry in general. I think it's really barbaric. So I want to know that this deer has had a good life and isn't going to waste. And it's gone to waste because of a faulty freezer, and it pisses me off.
Oh man, that's gross. We have a local farm over here, so I can get some pretty good meat. I don't even want to think about the smell. Mm-hmm. Well, you're getting more gross stuff.
It's wretching. So we've had that, and then the dishwasher. So I feel like I'm getting pre-curse. Like the curse knows my address and is already well ahead.
I'm sorry. If anything bad happened, I swear it wasn't me.
Totally
it's not the item.
Totally you.
Oh. Well, wait. Speaking of vegans, though, your Etsy store is vegan friendly.
Most of it, not all of it.
Well, some of it.
Yeah, most of it is vegan friendly.
Shout out promo.
Yeah, promo. Lip balms are not, because I think beeswax is just it's a better delivery system. I am working on perfecting a vegan recipe for lip balms, and I have made vegan recipes for a couple of repeat clients that are vegan, but it's not quite perfect yet. I'm balancing it. So yeah, I'd love to switch the entire store to vegan, just because I think when it comes to cosmetics, we do enough damage to the planet. We don't need to be, damaging animals as well. But there's some creepy ass shit that people smear all over their faces, like emu oil. I don't use that shit. That's disgusting. I don't care if it makes you look radiant. Like, that is oil injected from like a live emu.
I mean, people would like spread shit all over their face if it was good for them.
Well, they do. Urea. I mean, well, it's not really shit. It's piss. But, most of your face creams and stuff, is one of the reasons I started my store, have piss in them.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's another store, like, I won't mention, but they're a competitor of mine on Etsy. Now, I don't really see competition or other shops that do the same thing on Etsy as competition. In fact, I'm quite good friends with a few that sell the same stuff. But this one, she has in one of her lotions, so please read your ingredients on Etsy, because the term all natural has no legal meaning. As long as it is deemed like not on the dangerous list of ingredients for cosmetics, you can use it.
Oh yeah, I've read that, how like they can pretty much just use words like that, natural,
yeah, all natural,
and it doesn't really matter.
Nothing. It has no legal meaning. Like pure, like when you buy a pure essential oil, you think it hasn't been cut with something. What you want to look for is the term uncut. But anyway, yeah, this person, I won't say names, but has a modified urea in their body butter that is designed to release formaldehyde on your face.
What the fuck?
And this is a huge seller. I mean, she's got like 4 or 5 times the sales that I have.
Wow.
But it's the most horrifying thing is, since like I taught myself cosmetic science and I have all these books, so I can look up ingredients, chemical compounds and stuff. So often like I'll look up an ingredient and be like, oh shit. Like, they sell that? People are smearing that on their face. I remember when emu oil started coming out, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, you know, some of my suppliers started selling it. I don't use them anymore because I don't agree with that product. But, and then I found out like it's this oil that's removed from the liver of an emu. It's like foie gras for your face.
Ugh.
But extracted while alive.
I wonder what it smells like. Maybe
I
just
don't want to
oily.
know. I try and avoid animal products whenever possible. But there's something to be said for beeswax when it comes to lip balm. Like I have vegan waxes that are really good and they're fine when it's topical. But there's something about beeswax on the lips that does that little bit more than you know, the vegan wax alternatives.
Yeah, I've had the best luck with beeswax lip stuff.
Yeah, it's great. You know, it protects, it forms a barrier, but still moisturizes and everything. So yeah, it's cool. But I would love to get away from it for the vegans. Think of the vegans.
Would you ever try to be vegan, Kitty?
Me, I was pretty much a vegan when I was in Hawaii. It was just, it's not that I crave meat or anything like that. I just, I guess with my drugs and everything, I do need to keep a balanced diet. And with my time, vegan diet, just, it doesn't fit me. Every now and again, you crave some fish or, you know, me, it's cod. You know, it's genetically bred into our spirits. Would I become a vegan full time? I don't think so. I like to know where my food comes from. I don't eat much fish. Because rising mercury levels, and I don't think it's very sustainably fished the way the earth is going right now. If I get steak, it's usually from a local farmer. He lets his cattle live till they're 6 years old. They're completely free roamed. They're not fed any crap. You know, they live off the land. So I try and be as educated as possible as to where my foods come from. But that's about as far as I go.
That's how I am. I'll have like periods where I don't have a ton of meat. Ideally, because the meat industry, it's really bad for the environment.
It's brutal.
So if I do have meat, I pay more attention to where it comes from.
Eggs is a tough one. Now, my friend gives me their eggs, so I know where they come from. But so eggs, the legal terminology around eggs, like cage-free, doesn't mean anything. You know, my friend's dad has a cage-free chicken farm, but what that actually means is there's like 50,000 chickens crammed in a shed where they have 1 square foot each.
Yeah, it's not,
you know,
like there's videos online that you can see, and they're just gross, disgusting.
Yeah. You know, cage-free, organic kind of means something, free range, but you know, with eggs, you need to look for the humanity seals. I can't remember the name of it, but there are some ways to know that it is a humane production method of eggs. But yeah, like I grow all my own veg during the season and stuff like that. I grow a lot of veg.
I want to get into that. I haven't grown my own vegetables yet, and I would like to get into that.
It's so easy. You start your seedlings off around March inside near the window. You have big enough windows to do it, as long as you can keep the cats off it.
Yeah, that's an issue. They're really annoying about plants and flowers. If you just like don't feed them for like an hour, which like they want to eat right after they're fed anyways. So they're just pains in the asses when it comes to plants.
Yeah, I usually like start my seeds off for tomatoes, especially in March. So they're pretty substantial when they go in the ground. But yeah, no, I grow a lot of veg like squash, beans, peas, zucchini, cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers.
Cucumbers are good.
Corn, onions, garlic, strawberries. Yeah, I grow a lot. Lettuce, like 5 different types. Butter crunch lettuce, my favorite. So good. It's a creamy lettuce. It's very strange. Radish.
I have butter lettuce. I don't know if that's a similar thing, but
Probably.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, so I grow a lot. I grow my own veg. It takes up a substantial amount of space and time, but it's worth it. So yeah, would I go vegan? Probably not, but I like to know where my food comes from. I have ethics in that respect. What about you?
Yeah, no, really the same thing is just looking where my food comes from. There's like local farms. There's a lot of local farms around here to get good stuff too. And then a lot of our grocery stores carry that stuff anyways. So yeah. Then I also do like this, it's called KPopp. I think it might be around the country in most states. But they just deliver groceries too. So that's pretty sweet.
Another
but
thing,
they care from a lot of local places.
there's another thing you can do if you want to get a bit healthy and a bit more aware. Is there's I can't remember the name of them. I'll find a link and put it in the description. I'll make a note to myself. A lot of areas have like co-ops that you can sign up for baskets from the farmers of fruit and veg that wasn't supermarket regulation, right? So a zucchini that's got a bend in it that's over 6 degrees, or perhaps an onion that's too small or too big, or a banana. You know what I mean? Those odd-shaped fruit and veg that are perfectly fine, but they just don't meet supermarket standards.
Yeah, those are good things to look into.
Yeah, I got...
Save some money.
Last week, one of my local supermarkets has a section for local farmers, and they have what they call the misshapes. And I got a complete net of about 15 onions for 99 cents.
Ooh, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like onions are the most expensive thing ever, but like that's a great deal.
Yeah, it was really good. And so, you know, look out for those at your supermarkets, because those are a huge point of waste. So these people do these like weekly baskets in a lot of big cities. They even actually have one here, which is weird because no one's here. But yeah, it's a really good thing to look up and help reduce waste and reduce your fruit and veg bill.
And you might get some funny looking fruit and veg.
You might
That's
get like
fun
a
to look at, and you can
like
share it on social media. Maybe it looks like Jesus or something.
Mm-hmm.
You get a story on BuzzFeed.
BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed has been doing good though recently. They've been promoting it with their gift threads, a lot of Etsy shops.
Oh, yeah, they have. I've seen that a lot. They'll
Not
have like
me.
a certain topic.
Always my competitors, not me, but I think it's great that they're going out and doing that because...
Kitty for BuzzFeed!
Kitty for BuzzFeed. No, I think it's really cool that they're supporting Etsy. There are some good sellers on there, but then there's some really bad ones. Like I've had sellers take my pictures and my listings and sell the same item. Like exactly, word for word, like copy me.
Wait, so they just take the picture and like do they send a product at all if someone buys it? Or
I have
do you not
no
really
idea.
know?
They take the picture and they copy everything I've written about the product and just put it in their shop.
Wow, there's so many ways to scam
That's some
people
really
online.
fucking shady thing.
That's so shady. You can report them though, right?
Oh
Is
yeah,
there a
I got
system?
them taken down.
Okay, good.
The funniest is like sometimes I used to message them beforehand and be like, remove it by X o'clock, or I'll report you to Etsy, and I'd hate to see you lose your shop. And like I get some people that are like, oh, I was just using it as a placeholder until I took my own pictures.
Yeah,
I'm
sure,
like,
asshole.
Oh, just the photo? So what about the entire listing? Like,
assholes.
it's crazy. But it made me kind of consider like watermarking my pictures in some way, like maybe my little logo in the corner. But then I realized I have no Photoshop skills. Like my photos are just winged. Like everything about it. Like I have lights from when I used to do YouTube. So I use those and I point and click, and then I put it in Photoshop, like the baby Photoshop, not even the big one. Crop it and put the lighting up a little bit. That's my knowledge. If a photo needs any more than that, I have to go and retake it.
Yeah, your photos are pretty good, but yeah, you should just spend some time to learn Photoshop. I mean, just like a standard tutorial on YouTube. But yeah,
I tried
like your
that
pictures
once.
are fine.
I tried that once.
Really?
Tutorial, got bored.
It's not that bad. Yeah, it is very boring though.
See,
it
what
is
you guys
extremely
don't
boring.
know is I'm the one that sounds fabulous and organized, but Kelly is the one that does all the thumbnails and got us approved on iTunes.
Oh yeah, we're approved on iTunes. Make sure you guys rate us, by the way. That's really
Review
helpful on
us.
iTunes.
Don't rate us if you're going to give us a shitty rating. Go fuck yourself if you're going to give us a shitty rating. But review us and give us a fabulous rating.
Yeah, and if you have like
a
questions or topics you want us to cover, put them in the review. We'll look at them.
Yeah, we'll look. I'm pretty excited by this. I was like, they are not going to approve us.
Yeah, they're pretty good about approval. But yeah, there was like that one time we were like, oh yeah, we got to get approved by iTunes. Cunt, cocksuck. And, but they did approve us, so. That's
awesome. And a lot quicker than I thought as well. But then I know nothing about iTunes, so...
It went really quick. I hadn't even noticed, because usually it takes like a week, 2 weeks, but it was quick. But I hadn't noticed.
I'm pretty happy. If we're all still here, we have plans. If Trump doesn't kill us. Destroyer of the world.
Oh, no.
Do we want to discuss Trump, or do we want to leave it for a bit?
Let's start with the South Dakota pipeline. Wait, no, North Dakota.
Standing
Wait,
Rock.
why am I like confusing my South and North now?
Just call it Dakota.
My Dakota.
Standing Rock pipeline. So they kind of won, right? So the pipeline's going to have to be rerouted or routed, is it what Americans say? So it's going to be rerouted. The Army Corps of Engineers have said they're going to look at other routes. But, so that's great, right? Celebration, everyone can pack up and leave, victory. No one fucking believed them.
Also, I kind of wanted to mention, they seem to get a lot more progress in terms of turning this thing around once the vets showed up to support the protesting, the Native Americans protesting. The vets showed up, and it seemed like, then there was a response real quick. I think they didn't want, images of police kind of coming at vets.
Beating up veterans, yeah. Well, a lot of police are vets as well. Like, that's a thing, and there's that kind of brotherhood. So I imagine that changed a lot. But I don't, like, you guys heard, we recorded this just after the election. You guys know I'm not really pro-Hillary, wasn't really pro-Trump either. It was just kind of meh. But Trump is beginning to scare us, like, with his picks for cabinet and everything. And then when you find out he has this financial interest in the oil company, everyone's kind of like, yeah, they're just going to delay it until January 20th. Trump's going to come in and be like, fuck the tribes.
What even happened? So, like, that was sort of all over the place, like, a week, 2 weeks ago, that he had financial interest in this. He owned stock in that company. Like, but you never find out the follow-up to that because there's so many different like sort of news stories that start coming out, like the cabinet picks.
Fake news, yeah.
Yeah,
just fake news, flooded news. Like, people are genuinely, well, I'm assuming that I'm not alone, are getting scared by his cabinet picks. I didn't think Trump would be able to do much damage to the country, but now I'm seeing his picks for certain positions. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah, and then I think it was today I read that they were putting together a list of people involved with the
energy.
In Paris. Yeah.
Hang on, let me read this. So, Trump's picked to head the Environmental Protection Agency. He's picked Oklahoma's Attorney General Scott Pruitt, who is a non-believer of climate change, is actually currently in the process of his latest lawsuit. So he's had more than one against the EPA. So he's being headed to run the department that he's suing. He's known
There's a conflict of interest for you.
Yeah, right. He's known for fighting Obama's Clean Power Plan, and is violently against emission limits on coal-fueled power plants. So this memo got leaked, and it says, the transition team has asked the agency to list employees and contractors who attended United Nations climate meetings, along with those who helped develop the Obama administration's social cost of carbon metrics to use to estimate and justify the climate benefits of new rules. Which kind of implies he's going to be doing a purge of the energy.
I do not want to fuck around with. This is like one of those things I just don't want them fucking around. It affects every single person
on the planet, not just our country.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that memo doesn't say FYI we're going to purge those fucks, bring out the coal mines, but
the little hints leading up to everything of what we're seeing. Yeah, there's just too many little things building up that just worry me.
He's got people that are anti-regulation. He's got people that don't give a fuck about the environment, controlling the Environmental Protection Agency. It's
like, with this podcast too, we were joking about how, like, this, the second half, well, the first half on the first two podcast, well, the first podcast, it was just all Trump talk and, like, sad, kind of negative sort of thing. But like the more stuff that comes out, it's like we can't just ignore some of this stuff. It really
Yeah,
does
we
affect
were
a lot of people.
before the podcast. She was like, "Oh, did you see that Trump did this? Guaranteed all these jobs at whatever." And I'm like, "Look, I try and avoid everything Trump because we talk too much about it on the podcast."
Yeah, like
And
we don't want to talk
really,
about it.
I'm really passionate about politics. Like it's one of those side hobbies of mine. And so I can go on and on about it for days, but I understand that the average listener just doesn't give a fuck about this giant Oompa Loompa that's coming into power in January, Sir Trumpenstein. That's such a good name. Such a good name. If he'd run on that, vote Trumpenstein, he would have got my vote.
Oh, definitely.
But it's so hard not to when he's like bringing these cabinet members in that are just so fucking backwards in their views. I'm just like, what is going on? Like, you have a brain surgeon running housing and urban development, and that's not even the most shocking of appointments.
Yes. Oh man, it just goes like I feel like we're going further and further down the rabbit hole.
This government is pretty much being run, his cabinet is by Goldman Sachs. I think there's like 3 or 4, including like Gary Cohn, the president and COO of Goldman Sachs. He's got a cabinet position. So it's like, I feel like in the next 4 years, our constitution over here has a real danger of going from we the people to we the corporations. And that scares the shit out of me.
Hey, corporations are people too.
That's the fucking problem.
Yeah, it is.
I had hope for Trump when he said he was going to stop that lobby. You know, you couldn't go from working for a company to working lobbying. You couldn't ever lobby for a foreign government.
Drain the swamp, drain the swamp.
Drain the swamp. He's drained the swamp and he's built a fucking cesspool.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like at first I was like, all right, I didn't want Trump and he really worries me. And I'm not crazy about some of the things he said. But at least maybe he'll, get rid of some of these special interests in Washington. Maybe there will be at least somewhat of a bright side. But that didn't happen. We still have Goldman Sachs there, like fuck.
If you bought a TV and you turned it on, the advertisers said, amazing picture quality, watch all your favorite shows, watch Netflix and all this. You got it home and all it did was sit there and, I don't know, fart at you. You'd go and get a refund, right? Because it's not what was advertised.
Yes.
Trump ran on this campaign that he's doing nothing of, like draining the swamp. No, let's go down. Should we give a quick brief bullet points of his cabinet picks of note?
Yes, please do.
Okay, so Jeff Sessions for Attorney General, we covered him last week. Bit of a prick. Secretary of Labour, we have Andrew Pudster. He's bear in mind, Secretary of Labour, fast food exec, doesn't like overtime pay, and doesn't agree with any kind of increase in minimum wage. Now in Georgia, I think minimum wage is as low as $7.25. And there's something about $5.50 in certain industries over here. I think it might be on the farm or something. To head the EPA, we have Scott Pruitt. We've just covered it. Doesn't believe in climate change, wants more coal, less emissions laws, and less regulation. Education Secretary, we have a billionaire, Betsy DeVos. Doesn't agree with government control and wants schools and states to have control over their education, because we know some states are going to do fabulous at that.
Yeah, the kids won't be learning about like evolution. I mean, that's just one thing even. I'm sure there's much more they won't be learning about.
Ben Carson for housing and urban development, which completely makes sense. But I guess it shows diversity, right?
I love how when oh my God, Ben Carson, he wanted him for something else. And Ben Carson said he wasn't experienced.
So he took housing. Because, he owns a house, right? So that makes sense.
I think, didn't Donald Trump, maybe he didn't. Maybe it was the fake news. I don't know, you guys. But I'm pretty sure he said something like, well, Ben Carson grew up in an urban area, so he knows.
And then Secretary of State hasn't been elected yet, but I'm sure Putin has a brother or a cousin or something. And obviously Secretary of Women's Rights, Bill Cosby.
Yes, yes. Oh my god.
We're fucked. We're fucked. So that's basically a highlight. I wanted to give you just bullet points so you can understand, research it yourself, freak out, buy a panic room, and 4 years of food and water.
Oh man, but the stock market's doing great.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's interesting because the country's now being run like a business, which is good and bad. It's great for the economy. It's great for the corporations.
It's great for my gains.
But will that money trickle down? Because it's been proven over the years the money doesn't really trickle down. But if the workers, aren't getting paid more, they're not stimulating the economy enough. The workers have to have money to put in the cash registers of American businesses, and right now they don't.
I mean, as someone who's self-employed, like I like business-friendly things. Obviously, I'm not like this huge corporation or anything like that. But like I do get concerned when like these corporations get so much power and then, people don't have jobs, or they do have jobs, but their wages are so low they just can't, live in, a specific area that they live in. The cost of living is too high. Whatever the case may be, it worries me when there's so many people struggling, because that's when you're going to see a lot of bigger issues, like, who knows?
The problem is that the Trump thing isn't business friendly. He's huge multinational corporation.
He's exactly.
What this country really needs is support and education and grants into small businesses who want to grow to take it to the next level. There's a couple of things that I would like to do to my Etsy store to get it off Etsy, to get it into the shops and stuff, and I can do that on my own. But it's going to take me 50 times the amount of time it would if I just had one person who knew what they were doing. But there's no small business consulting over here. Like in England, I worked for a company that kind of had a grant from the European Union to help small businesses. So we would hook small businesses up with a consultant free of charge for X amount of hours and grants and things like that to help them get going. And some of these, like, single parent companies in most cases became huge with just a little bit of support and guidance, and there doesn't seem to be much for that if you're outside of California.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing a lot of politicians will run on is like, we want to help small businesses, and then like, no.
If they wanted to help small businesses, sole proprietors of companies wouldn't have to pay some of the highest tax rates there are. When you own a business on your own, you're paying self-employment tax, which is horrific.
Yes.
It's like an extra 10%. Like
it's awful. It's you like see your taxes, and then you see your taxes with the self-employment tax, and you're like, did that shit just fucking double?
Like, why is that a thing? Like, self-employment is typically a business starting out, and you're having to give more money away. Like, it winds me up so much.
Yeah, I was about to like punch myself. I was getting riled up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, the anger builds up. Do you ever get your anger building up and then you start tensing up and you just feel like you got to hit something?
I have to walk outside.
Okay, yeah.
It does. And I get it more over here because I feel like, even though, you and I, we've done quite well for ourselves, we're financially stable and we're somewhat secure, but I have a lot of anxiety over the amount of bills we have. So a lot of, if any Brits are listening, houses over here are notoriously cheap, especially in Georgia where I live. But then you have property taxes, which are huge. I live in one of the cheapest areas in the US, and my property taxes are about $3,500 a year. But there are places in the US where your property tax will be, 10, 15, 16,000 a year. Yeah. So you're paying for your house, and then you're paying rent on top. And so it's stacked against you, If you own a house, not only do you have to worry about your mortgage, but you have to worry about your property tax. Or if you own your house outright, you always have to make sure you still have enough for the rent.
There are some states where there isn't a property tax, but our property tax is really outrageous here. It's pretty scary. When you think about how much that is, it's like, wait, but I own this. And I get the property taxes does go to good things. It goes to the nearby school, fire department, police department.
So high.
But it's so unbelievably high, and just sucks.
And my health insurance is like $600 a month.
And mine just raised to 300, so I'm pretty fortunate so far.
Yeah, well, you're not a cripple.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
But $600 a month, if I was earning minimum wage,
Yeah, you want to have insurance.
I wouldn't have insurance, or I wouldn't have electricity or gas. One of the two.
Yeah, you have to choose
I
what you want.
cannot afford to lapse in insurance because I just can't. So you have property tax, self-employment tax, health insurance, normal tax. It's just like the world and the economy, the way it's run in the US, is just completely stacked against you. If you're renting, then you're buying food because goddamn you selfish prick need to eat. Paying your electricity bill, your water bill, your gas bill, whatever the fuck. Then you've got your car insurance. You've got no money left. Like even above minimum wage, those who are in entry white collar jobs, even mid-paying white collar jobs, are really struggling.
I'm really scared for my generation, the millennials.
We're fucked. We're fucked.
Yeah, I mean, it's scary. I don't like that people aren't being able to save, that they're having to live with their parents for so long, which is good for them for that moment. But I think a lot of people think about them like, fuck, I'm still with my parents. Like, they want to get out on their own, but they just can't, and that sucks for them. It's completely different than how it's been.
Yeah,
and life expectancy rate just dropped. Fuck.
Yeah, I think it really changed with like my generation. I was born in '82. I'm fucking old, but that's where the same age as my little brother. That's when it started to change, where no longer were you saving up for a house or paying your mortgage. Then a third would be, or like 25% would be your mortgage, 30% would be taxes, 30%. But now it's like 30% is like health insurance or whatever, and you're already
30% student loans, 30%. Yeah. Like, fuck, we didn't even talk about student loans. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
negative 200% in my income. There's nothing for people to save. You heard me. I think I mentioned it last week. You need approximately $500,000 to retire with any kind of standing.
And yeah, I don't know if our generation is going to be able to get to that.
I don't know what's going to happen. I really think we're going to have a cardboard box, Kelly, you and me, on the corner of some road somewhere.
I honestly, I think it's going to have to go the way of, if people don't want any revolutions, there's going to have to be something like universal income where everyone's getting something.
But that's not going to happen. We've got Trump, who's got this billionaire
of course,
cabinet.
not now. Not now.
What's going to happen is they're going to take all their money. This is a problem with all these companies that make all this money in the US. The money doesn't stay in the US. They go and put it in Ireland, where there's massive tax breaks, or they go take it elsewhere, in Switzerland, Swiss banks, or they're slightly less used these days. And the money goes abroad. It doesn't stay in the US. So
but
these companies come in. Go on.
Okay. So businesses depend on people spending money for them as well, though. They need people to have money too. Well, they can only do that for so long.
But
like,
a
once
lot of
people
these
are fully
companies don't
drained,
give a shit about that.
But they're going to have to give a shit if people are really struggling and start.
Not really. India's economy is growing really fast. China shows no sign of slowing. What they're doing is they're making the US less big of a player.
Yeah, that's
India
true.
has the fastest growing smartphone market in the world.
Yeah, Amazon's trying to get in on the India. I don't know how it's going. I don't think they did as well in China as they had hoped.
Yeah. So I don't know. Money doesn't trickle down. Everyone says it trickles down. It's bullshit. It doesn't. And I think our generations are going to have a real issue because there's no money left over, even if you're earning 15 an hour, let's say, and salaried positions are few and far between. Another thing that drives me mad in the US is I see that, friends of mine are getting decent jobs, reasonable $40,000 a year type thing, which isn't much, right? With a degree, and they only get like a week's vacation. I've always said when if my Etsy grows or whatever and it becomes more than that, you're gonna get more vacation than a week, because I don't want burned out employees. I'd rather give them more paid vacation so they're more efficient, more productive, and happier as employees, because happy employees are effective employees and they stay. Like
They're loyal.
Labor turnover is really fucking expensive. So I want the guys who work with me to be fucking happy. And if that means I give them a month off a year fully paid, then they get a month off a year fully fucking paid.
I mean, every once in a while I'll read an article, whether it's the employees get off Fridays every week or they get nap time. It seems like a lot of these businesses who do things like that, who think outside the box, tend to have happier employees.
I nap. Everyone goes to me, how do you get so much done? And I'm like, I have a half an hour nap every afternoon.
Oh, a nap is so good.
But you can't go longer than half an hour, because if you go to like 45 minutes to an hour, you get groggy. So
every once in a while,
half an hour power nap.
Every once in a while, I'll go down for the nap. I'll set like a half-hour alarm, an hour at most. But even that just will make me a little groggy. But then I'll just end up sleeping a full night. I'm like, fuck. That's the worst, though, if you like sleep through your alarm sometimes. I do sometimes. Usually I wake up, but I'll just be like, fuck this, and just in my sleepy state, just say fuck the alarm and turn all of the alarms off.
I'm a really light sleeper. Like, I can have an alarm with like 1 bar of volume on like my iPad and stuff, and that wakes me up fine. And that's what I use. I usually just wake up to that 1 bar of volume.
Yeah, I'm usually like that too, where I can just be.
And it's a
anything
really
wakes me up.
Alarm. I'm listening to the Outlander theme tune as my alarm right now.
But yeah, every once in a while I'm just so tired where nothing will get me from my slumber.
Did you ever watch Outlander?
I haven't.
So good. The Scottish guy in there is hot as hell. I need to look up his name. Hang on. Twitter. Yeah, sorry about the typey. Hot guy from Outlander. What's his name? I feel like I'm objectifying
That's what I just
him.
Googled. I put Outlander hot guy.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's hot.
Yeah, right. I can't find his name. Here we go. Sam Hugan. See, you've got to watch if it's just for him.
The shirtless pics came up first. I appreciate that.
But yeah, you should watch Outlander. It's really good.
I'll check it out.
I'm still getting through Westworld.
Westworld, it started off fine, but it really picked up towards the end. Like,
I'm hoping.
Where are you in it?
I think I'm only 3 episodes in.
Okay, it gets really good. I want to say like 5 and up gets really, really good.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, so it's about to get good. I don't know, I just didn't like it because, I'm usually in the kitchen until midnight. So by the time I come out of the kitchen from making bath and body stuff, I'm exhausted and I don't want to have to use my brain. So I enjoy watching shit TV, like the shittest TV shows that are made. Like crap reality. Half the time I don't even know what I'm watching.
I tore myself away from crap reality. I just want to leave my memories at Flavor of Love.
Well, I don't remember them and I don't really pay attention to them. I don't even know what that is. Half the time I'm just like, hot drunk chick is the thumbnail, looks like shit reality, I'll watch it.
Oh yeah, those reality show thumbnails. Always great. Always perfect.
But yeah, so I don't want to use my brain, basically is what I'm saying. I just want to lie there, get exhausted, and then fall asleep and dream about unicorns and butterflies. Do
you ever wish you were like just completely shameless and could act like that for you, like for like a YouTube channel or like social media account? Just act like a complete buffoon.
I have a huge conscience, and I know that sounds really stupid, but I really do. And I wish I could have less of one. Like, I feel guilty about everything, even things that aren't my fault. I feel guilty about it. It's like the freezer. The first thing I could think about is that Deer's life went to waste.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't get to eat it. And I always feel guilty about things that are out of my control. So yes, I wish I could be more shameless and just not give a fuck and just do whatever I wanted without thinking about consequences. That would be great.
I wish I could do it just for making money purposes.
Mm-hmm.
because I'd totally act like a crazed Trump supporter. Like, these people are selling hella t-shirts. They're making
like the trumpets.
Great fake news, the trumpets. Oh, man, I could be the Trump porn star. It's just some crazy-ass shit where you just take trending topics and just act completely crazy about them because people eat that shit up.
I bought Trump toilet paper.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. For a friend for Christmas, not you.
Okay.
I bought Trump toilet paper. That. What I got you is Trump related.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. That's not toilet paper.
Oh, God. I'm scared.
You should
Trump
be.
Vibrator. No, I'm just kidding.
On Etsy, you have to look this up, guys. There is a seller selling, those reusable sanitary towels for periods with Trump's face on it.
So gross.
Like, I'm a bit creeped out by the whole reusable sanitary towel thing, but I think the Trump face makes it more epic.
Like, what do you do if you buy something like that? Because it's more expensive than normal pads. But like,
yeah, but you just wash them. You rinse them out, put them in the washing machine.
Yeah, you said they're reusable.
Yeah.
Fuck, I can't get behind reusable pads.
I can't
I
either.
like tampons, and I tried those cuppy thingies, but I didn't like how
you tried the cuppy thing.
Do you know what I'm talking about? It's called a Diva Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that. But then I found out I accidentally got the pregnant version.
Oh.
Well, it's not a pregnant version because you're obviously not having your period when you're pregnant. It's for after you've had the baby. Things are a little different. But it suctioned onto like what felt like my cervix, and I was just trying to pull it out, and I was just like, it's suctioning in there. Fuck. I couldn't handle that. And then when I did get it out, I spilled the blood everywhere.
Oh.
God, that was the worst. So I don't fuck with that shit anymore. Yeah, I'm sorry. This does have a higher male viewership than most of my normal videos, and I do apologize. But they're men. Dude, it's blood.
Yeah, man up. Your girlfriends are going to have them. But yeah, no, I don't mess with anything like that. I'm an old-fashioned pads. That's fine. But I get it really bad. I can't use anything else because I have really bad cysts on my ovaries. So during my cycle, I'm just dead. I'm in bed. I'm dying. I'm eating ice cream by the pound, crying. I don't get PMS, so that's one good thing.
I usually don't, but every once in a while, I'll get the crying kind where it'll be something so stupid. I'll like accidentally drop a pen that I've been using to like write stuff down. I'll be like, oh my God. Why did it fall?
I'm pretty emotionally the same most of the time. I'm very, very fortunate with that. I mean, occasionally I'll have like a 10-minute woe is me. Like if my arthritis is really bad, I'm just like, what is happening to me? But they never last more than 10 minutes. I call them my 10-minute tantrums.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people who get really bad PMS. I'm happy mine's just the crying, weird kind, and it only happens like maybe 3 times a year. But some people, man, they get some crazy. They become a different person. They become a monster. And I know it's a condition. I'm sorry, but like some of you girls, straight up monsters.
One of my friends becomes like batshit crazy and paranoid.
Ooh, I would hate that.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. You know when she is on her cycle. That is for sure. I'll call you next week, babe.
There's people like that. You definitely are like, oh shit, that girl.
Women's problems. Sorry guys, but like I said, you're gonna have to get used to it because you're gonna be dating at some point unless you're gay.
Yeah, for all the non-guys, as well, I'll just say non-guys. I think there's different genders. I don't know, but look, one of the most requested topics that I've received, Kitty, was period talk.
Really?
That's funny.
Why do people want to discuss it? It's horrific.
I think it's because no one wants to discuss it, and so they want someone to discuss it who's nasty. And they're like, well, twist of insanity, they'll talk about it. We did talk about it.
2 days, like, I have to schedule my work around my cycle. Like, that's how bad it is. The first 2 days of my cycle, I can't move. I live in the bath because it's the only place I get some relief. So I have like a shelf that goes across that I put my laptop on. And when I say I live in the bath, I'm in that bath for 6 or 7 hours. I got a bigger water tank, like water heater, just so I could do that for those 2 days a month. I'm on painkillers, I'm in the bath, um, and it's not so much because of the period pain. It's mostly because my arthritis flares up. I get swelling and water retention on all of my joints. Like even bending my fingers becomes just terrible.
Yeah,
And
there's a
then,
lot of water retention when you have your period, right?
yeah. I mean, I've even put pictures of it like up on Twitter, like my knees and how they swell and all of that when I'm on my cycle. And then you get the ovary pain where I have the cysts. I have about 20 something cysts over both of my ovaries, and no matter how many times we remove them, they just come back. So it feels like someone's pouring hydrochloric acid um, on my ovaries. But I don't get cramps, so I guess that's fine. Oh, and then my back. My back feels like someone's got a crowbar and they're trying to pry apart my vertebrae while another fuck is pouring more acid down the center of my spine. And then some guy is setting fire and burning the fuck out of the lower back. And I'm being skewered on the inside by a hot poker. How does that sound? Is that graphic enough?
Does that meet your period talk demands?
No, I mean, that's what it's like for the first 2 days. After that, it's a lot better. It's just generic arthritis pain and swelling. Like I said, I don't get period cramps. I'm really, really fortunate for that.
Yeah, I do. I get cramps for 2 days. Lasts about 6. Yeah, my cramps are really bad. I feel like probably a lot less pain than what you go through, obviously.
But it's
yeah.
pain I'm somewhat used to, and I can plan for it. Like, I've seen people crippled from period pain, and it looks horrific. I mean, mine's horrific as well, but I think it's just bad all around. I don't think it's a case of someone's is worse than anyone else's.
Fuck people who don't have pain, all right? Because there are people who don't get any. They have no problems.
My mum never had any problem. My mum never had any problem. I hate her. But yeah, I think it's each to their own. The worst thing I hate about being on my cycle is it's the one time I want to reach for those painkillers, but a lot of people don't know this, but you're like 2 or 3 degrees hotter when you're on your period, right? So when you take painkillers, they make you feel sick and nauseous. So
yeah, I get that sometimes.
You want to reach for the pain pills, but you know they're going to make you sick. And a lot of us still do reach for the pain pills, knowing how bad they are for us.
Heating pads are nice.
Heating pads. I'm sat right now on a heated throw. I never sit at my desk if my chair isn't heated because my back spasms. But yeah, heat pads, baths. I actually did a bunch of research on essential oils. This is going to sound like a sales pitch, buy my shit.
Promo time.
I did some research on like oils for really bad period pains and cramps and stuff. And I made this blend that has like Clara sage in it and rosemary and just all this stuff that's good for, cycle health and PMS. And I got the best Clara sage oil that money could pretty much buy. It's like food and pharmaceutical grade. And I made this blend of pure essential oils that you can just pop in the bath. And that's been my savior. And it had sat on my shelf. I sent you some of the cream, I think. It sat on my
you
shelf.
sent me the oils too. I used them.
Yeah. I sat on my shelf for like 4 months being complete, and I used it all up, but I couldn't decide a name for it. And because I was like, it's periods, people don't really want to talk about it, but this is a big deal. People need to try this because I
big
find
bloody
it helps
clumps.
me. Yeah, right. So I came up with the name Red Dragon.
That's a nice strong word.
Yeah, right. Everyone was like time of the month or my cycle and things like that. And stuff like that. And I was like, fuck that. Red Dragon, bitch.
That sounds like my cycle. I don't know. That's way more hardcore. And periods are hardcore. So it needs to have a hardcore
and what
name.
was it? Oh, what do people call it? Moon or something? Lotus Moon or something like that? I don't know. It's a subtle name for period products. I just went out there. I'm like, this is called Red Dragon and it's fucking awesome.
I hate periods. I
Did
really
you see
do.
that video?
I wish I had a penis. Why don't I have a penis?
You could pee up walls and not have to deal with periods.
Oh,
Did you see that
gosh.
video where they gave 2 guys, they simulated period pain on them, and there's one in the corner crying as he's on gas and air.
I feel like guys wouldn't be able to handle it that well. And yeah, that like you just said. It's a lot worse than like they probably think it is.
There's one guy asking for gas and air as he's having the pain put through him.
I wonder how bad they made the pain though.
I don't know.
I mean,
it looked
it
like
is a
they just
spectrum.
put TENS machines on so they could feel what the cramps were like. But it looked like they mixed it up with like an ultrasound so you get that deep vibration, and then the TENS machine amplifies it. So I imagine they got pretty close. I mean, obviously they couldn't set them on fire inside, so they wouldn't get the full feeling.
Cramps feel like stabbing, like you're just being stabbed from the inside.
Yeah, I came on really late because I was on a lot of prednisone as a kid, or prednisolone if you're in England. So my cycles, when I eventually got them, I was probably like 16, 17, maybe even older. But I only got one every 6 months. So I had to go on the pill to make me have a monthly period rather than one that was like 2 or 3 weeks long every 6 months. So that kind of regulated it out.
My period's always been normal, but there was this one, maybe I was stressed. I don't know what it was, but I was in I want to say 8th grade. Yeah, 8th grade or a freshman in high school. And I was going on a vacation to Georgia with my friend. And like for some reason, I had my period for a week and it was supposed to end for the trip. But I think the trip was maybe like a week and a half, probably more of a week. But man, like it just came back hardcore and it was just blood everywhere and it was all the worst shit of my life ever.
Gross.
So gross.
Yeah, mine's just become, again, to the point where I don't know when it's coming. So
that really sucks. I like having, mine's really like every single 28 days, sometimes every 30 days.
Yeah, mine's been set for 5, 6, 7, maybe even 10 years. I don't know. It's been set. I've known where it's coming, but just the last couple of months, it's gone a bit off. So I'm probably going to have to go back on the pill if it doesn't sort its fucking shit out.
Could that be the cysts causing that time?
I don't fucking know. It could be stress, could be cysts, could be anything.
The curse.
I don't know, but I'm probably going to have to go on the pill. But, you know, I haven't been on it for a long time, so there's a lot more options out there now.
There's those ones they can just put in your armpit. Yeah, there's like a little like dingy thing. Like, I don't know.
You're really great with your description.
Like, not
Let
a
me Google that. Dingy thing for armpit pill.
It made sense in my head. Like a little small plastic thing. I don't know if it's plastic. I have no idea what it is. But they can just put it in your like armpit and then you can like feel it in there, I guess.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that either. It sounds weird.
I just pop a pill. But you know, the hard thing is to find one that doesn't make you fat and hairy. See, all these guys are like, oh, yeah, my girlfriend's on the pill. And I'm like, here's a fucking thing. Do you know what the pill does to your body? It fucks with the fucking hormones. It makes them moody. If you have sex with
girl on top, you can't get pregnant. Don't. That's not real. That's not true. That's like an urban myth. And some people really believe that. Don't be the person that believes that because, yes, you can get pregnant with girl on top.
God. Some people are so stupid. But yeah, like the pill, it's fucking with the hormones and everything. But there are benefits to the pill. Reduces ovarian cysts, which in turn reduces the risk of ovarian cancer because the amount of cysts I've got is like super high risk of cancer. You know, makes you more stable and everything. But it's a big deal to go on the pill. Like everyone thinks that it's a super easy thing to do. I just go on the pill. But it's fucking with your body's natural chemistry.
Some women need to try a bunch of different types as well until they get one that works for them too.
Yeah.
In some cases.
And UIDs as well, which are probably going to be removed from insurance once Trump becomes president, which are little inserts that are like T-shaped. Now, I don't like the idea of something being inserted inside me that's not sexual. So I'm not down for a UID, even if it was the miracle drug. Fuck that. I don't want anything fucking plastic shoved up my vag. But I'm a bit prudish like that, maybe. But yeah, the pills, it takes a while to get. I think when I was younger and had to go on one just to stabilize my cycle, I think it was the third one I found. It was low estrogen or something, a low dose estrogen. But the first two I tried just made me fat and hairy. And I don't look good as Bigfoot, I can tell you.
I don't fucks with the birth control because I'm like, I already have some fat issues and I've worked on that and No, and I already
I
have
don't
hair
have
problems.
fat issues right now, but next week when those orders from the British shops come, yeah.
Hell
I'm going to
yeah.
be 300 pounds of loving.
Ooh.
I got myself, like, my normal weight's about like 125, but I go from like 90 pounds to 145. Like, that's my weight varying.
Oh my gosh.
So I
yeah,
have a small wardrobe and a medium wardrobe. As in like clothes. So I have smalls and mediums, and I wear yoga pants and stuff, so it's the t-shirts that tell me whether I'm getting fat or not.
Do you do it just so you can buy more clothes? So you can buy double, like, just so you can shop more. Oh, well, it's this time of the year again. I'm at 90. Time to shop for some new clothes.
I do not look good at 90 pounds. I look like a crack whore. I like really hate it when I'm that thin, because like my like I've got pretty pronounced cheekbones, but I also have a round face, so it's a very weird combination, right? To have defined cheekbones but still have a round shaped face.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get to 90 pounds, it hollows out, and like I look like a crack whore. There are some people who look amazing, thin and twig-like or whatever. I am not one of them. I found that out the hard way. I literally look like a crack addict. You know, hollow eyes, hollow face. Still have a huge rack, so they look fake when I'm that thin, and they're not. So yeah, no, I'm happiest around 120, 125, and I'm 5'7", so that's pretty okay.
I've been doing a lot of strength training this year, and it's felt good.
Opening a fucking jar is strength training for me.
I feel like my arms have gotten like, my arms get big though when I strength train. Like, I don't know, just not womanly. I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm pretty strong in my arms, but my hands let me down.
Oh, I have really horrible hands. Like, it doesn't even matter what I weigh. They're always fat. Like, I can't get rid of the fat on my hands.
I don't have hands. I have bones that have skin wrapped around them. They look like a skeleton. Have you seen my hands? You can see every single bone, every single vein.
Oh, yeah.
I have skeletal hands. So, and they don't grip for shit. Like I said, a strength workout for me is opening a jar. Mm-hmm. Anything that involves grip, like even, this is how retarded it is. We cannot get gallon milk things in this house because I can't pour them. Mm-hmm. So we have to buy the smaller ones so I can pour them. The dishwasher, like the normal size big ones of the dish soaps that you get of like Dawn or whatever, that gripping motion of like pincer, like when you pinch your hands together to turn over the dish soap, that makes my hand go into a spasm. So I have to get the little ones that cost like $1.
Damn.
Just to do it. So my hands are just stupid. Like they're for decorative purposes only.
Man, mine are just fucking fat. And like there's boobs, I swear, like if you lose weight, you don't lose your boobs either.
No, my boobs stay. I'm always the same.
Like I had gained weight, and that included gaining weight to my boobs, but then you lose the weight. And, like, now my boobs are still, like, the same size as when I had gained. But I'm like, all right, well, I guess I just have bigger boobs now.
That's awesome. No, I hate... My boobs are big, but I hide them under baggy T-shirts.
Yeah.
Boob problems, period problems.
Oh, man, this became a real
Trump.
woman's podcast.
No, it's important that people talk about it. That's
why we need feminism.
It's important that people talk about it. And it's important for men to hear it as well, right? Because... like, I probably very rarely talked about my cycle to my husband or any boyfriends in the past because it's just one of those things you don't do.
Not me. I'll tell people everything.
You're a special kind of girl.
Yeah, that's true.
But for most people, it's uncomfortable, you know. And when I talk about it, I'll be like, I'm on my cycle. I will never say the word period. Or, you know, I won't say, like, I'm bleeding footballs of blood, help me.
Blood's pouring out of my vagina, Alex.
I mean, we have these giant fucking clots that we're pissing out of our vagina without the act of pissing.
And you can feel it when it...
I know, yes, gross. You're making me even wince, even though it's something I deal with. But it shouldn't make us wince, because it's something that half the world does at one point or another.
Well, if you want, we can give guy tips too. Okay, so if you want a blowjob, I guess you have to make sure.
Oh, there's no sex when I'm on my cycle. Although the last day or two, you get quite horny. I think most people do.
Well, yeah, but so the guy has to go get some maybe some
Chocolate.
flowers and chocolates
Flowers
and
not right,
ice
right?
cream.
Because your sense of smell's a bit off. So you probably
Okay.
don't want flowers. Nothing too smelly. But definitely
They
like
die
chocolate
anyways.
ice
Who
cream.
cares?
A selection of ice cream and chocolate. A chick
Yes.
flick. Because we're a little more emotional in general. So chick flicks make us swoon.
I don't know. I'm never ready for
The
chick
way to get a
flips.
blowjob is probably
Chick
a
flips.
massage.
What am I even saying? I've never been too into them. Some of them are good. Some of them are way horrible.
You know what a way to a girl's heart is? A back rub when they're on their cycle.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, back rubs for blowjobs. That's my life motto in relationships.
Yeah, get some nice massage oil. If you don't have any massage oil, some coconut oil. If you've got some in your kitchen, even olive oil, although it's a bit stinky. But yeah, like coconut oil, olive oil, almond oil, anything like that. If you've got some essential oils, a little bit of clary sage, maybe some peppermint and rosemary, couple of drops per ounce. Rub it in, warm it up, and get massaging.
I want a massage.
That's my tips for guys.
Alex, actually, my boyfriend, if you don't know who Alex is, for I think last year's birthday or Christmas, I don't know, some fucking thing where you get someone a gift. He bought me a really nice massage table, like leather, puffy. It has heating in it, so it heats up.
Show me this wizardry after the podcast.
I will. It's amazing.
But
and then,
does he give you
of
massages?
Course. Yeah, and of course he gives me the massages.
I've been looking at those massage chairs. You know, the ones that are like $5,000.
He got the oils too.
Oh, nice. I have to send you some oils.
Yes, please.
Yeah. That's the good thing about it. Like, if I need a massage or I've bribed someone to give me one, I have all the oils.
Yeah, it is. How much oil, I don't know.
I buy by the drum. So all my oils are like, they're a bit hard to source because they're not only organic, but they're grown without the use of pesticide. They're never from China because a lot of stuff's from China these days.
No emu oil either.
No emu oil. And they're always like ethically harvested. So yeah, my oils, when I get a good supplier, I buy them by the drum, basically. Even essential oils, it's huge. My postman freaking hates me. The other day, the poor bastard had to get like 200 pounds of wax. And it was it was divided in like 3 or something boxes, so it wasn't so bad, but 70 pounds
Damn.
of wax, yeah, for candles.
After that snowfall, I wasn't going to shovel. I was like, I don't really want to. And then I was like, fuck, I have so many packages coming for Christmas. I need to shovel. I can't just
Is there not some neighborhood child you can throw $10 a week at?
I don't know how I feel about talking to my neighbors because I don't know. They think we're weirdos. I'm pretty sure they just think we're really big.
You just have to embrace it.
I hear rumors sometimes.
Really?
From the neighbors. They're like, oh my God. They're like, we heard you do Minecraft. You own the game Minecraft. I'm like, no, not quite. No.
Oh my God.
Just stuff like that. God, I don't know what they think. Like, Alex told one of our neighbors that he was a hand model. It's just...
Fucking Alex.
Yeah, he was talking to the next door neighbor guy, and he's like, the guy was like, I'm in the restaurant business, and Alex is like, I'm a hand model.
How did he even get away with that?
I don't think that guy believed him. So I'm pretty sure they just think we're criminals or sketchy or something. I don't know what they think. I just avoid my neighbors at all costs.
My neighbor, so I live quite a few acres away from my neighbors, but she'll call occasionally for the weirdest shit. And I think it's I guess it's normal in Georgia. She'll call and be like, hey, I just broke my ice cream churner. Can I borrow yours? And I'm like, you what? And she's like, yeah. I need to borrow an ice cream maker. And I'm like, you heard of Ben and Jerry's? And then she's like, yeah, well, we make our own. It's cheaper. And I'm like, Ben and Jerry's is like $3 a pop. and it's delicious. Good. And she's like, so you don't have one? I was like, no, Ben and Jerry's is fucking expensive in England. It's cheap here. It's great. You know, I never heard back from her since.
Man, I want Ben and Jerry's.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite?
Honestly, I never would really have a lot of Ben and Jerry's until I
Haagen-Dazs.
went to your house when I visited you. And I got some Ben and Jerry's. We had like a grocery store trip because I needed like tampons or something. But we just did the whole grocery store trip. And like, I think me, Alex, and Kyle all got Ben and Jerry's. And then from that point forward, I was like, dude, Ben and Jerry's is so fucking good.
Do you know why it's good?
Why?
It's because one of them, I can't remember if it's Ben or Jerry. We'll say it's Ben. He used to handle all the flavoring, and he found out after years of running Ben and Jerry's that he has no sense of smell, so his taste was hindered. So he'd add the flavor so he could taste it and make it strong, which made it much stronger in flavor for everyone else.
Oh wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
but
it's
I love
good.
Haagen-Dazs. Haagen-Dazs, what is it, caramel deluxe?
Oh yes, that
I just
one.
made Kelly come
It's so
with the sound
smooth.
of my voice. Yeah, that's my go-to ice cream.
Oh man.
Yep, and that, men, is how you make a woman come. Massage
See, that's why
and ice
that's
cream.
why we told you to get that when your girlfriend's on her period.
Yes, yeah, caramel deluxe. Some nice chocolate, like Lindt, like really rich chocolate, like Lindt, or not that Hershey's crap. Something nice. So if it says European on it, you're doing the right thing.
Oh, you know what's kind of cool for like lesbians is they can get each other period gifts.
Yeah, as long as they don't sink.
Yo, yeah, they probably will be synced though.
Yeah. Is that a real thing?
Yes. You've never seen
I know,
someone
yeah,
in an all-girls school?
I have. That's the problem. But I'm pretty sure I read like some reports saying it's bullshit. Of which I say bullshit. I went to an all-girls boarding school. There was a week a month that we would kill each other.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it mainly happened when I was in high school, but I think I was just around girls more, women more. I'm around a lot less people now. But if I do spend enough time with another woman and say, like, I don't know, what the fuck is that? It just, like, sinks. That is so weird.
A lot of people, I think the pagans especially, used to akin it to, you know, our bodies are predominantly water. We go on the cycle of the moon controls the tides. Water,
Oh, I thought you were going to say they were
fucking
witches.
No, it's something to do with that. That's a very weird way of me saying it, but
Yeah.
there are theories to it. I know I have synced with girls who have, you know, lived with me or whatever in the past. So I know it must be real, but I don't know what causes it. Be interesting to know. Next week on Period Talk.
Yes, we will look at it. I'm going to do the research. Is it pheromones?
I just love how we went from binge shopping, Trump, cabinet, period.
To periods.
And
To bloody
blowjobs.
periods from Trump. That's the only way you go from there.
Well, we did because of that. That was that. I will link to the menstrual pads, the Trump ones as well.
In case you
I
want
was
to
going
lean
to
on Trump's
get Kelly
face.
them for this challenge, but you see, there's this thing on Etsy where you can see how long the order takes to process. So I wanted to make sure that these would arrive in time to do the video, and I noticed that they had a 3-week processing time, so I didn't buy it.
That's good. I don't want that in my house. That's a cursed item. Shit, I had something to say. I can't think of what it was.
You'll remember
it was
as soon
good.
as we stop the episode.
No, as soon as you brought the Trump pad.
Trump pad and Trump toilet paper.
Can I tell you? Oh my god, I want to tell you about one of my gifts.
You can't do it. Do you know how hard it's been for me not to tell you about one of these, well, actually 2 of these creepy gifts? Because one of them has a backstory to it.
Oh my god. And you say mine's cursed. It has a backstory?
Yeah, but it's not like a creepy backstory. It's just a weird,
Okay.
odd. The lady who makes a certain thing is a little eccentric. But I like that about them because they owned it.
Man, I feel like the people who made mine
I
are
really
eccentric.
wanted to do this week, so people had a chance to go and buy it if they wanted to give it as a gift, because some of these things that we've got are going to be perfect because you're like us, you have fucked up people in your lives.
Ugh.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do a standalone video that's just going to be creepy gifts. We're going to do it on camera. It won't be a podcast. It will just be a video on the creepy gifts, and we'll link to it because Kelly didn't get her shit in order. This is a bonus podcast.
I'm sorry. You can blame me, shame me in the streets naked. I'm sorry.
Atone, I believe, is the correct terminology used in Game of Thrones.
Yes, it is.
You must atone for your sins.
Shame.
Dear
Shame.
KPopp. So yeah, we'll do a separate video of it if they ever show up. I would say if they haven't shown up by the end of next week, we'll do a video with pictures of the item. Like, you can link me and it can... I know it's a bit lame, but we want to get this up.
Yeah,
I think
we
the one
do.
from Canada, if we have to do it with less, you can just show me one of the gifts online and I can be like, yeah, that's getting returned to sender.
Yeah, I think that was sent a week ago, so hopefully it will get to you. Sometimes there's some issues with shipping from Canada. For the most part, it's usually okay, though. It should be there this week.
So that's what's going to happen. And I guess we hope you enjoyed the podcast. Any products, we're going to try and get better at our descriptions. I've actually made notes of everything I said that we would link in the description. Because in previous weeks, we've been like, oh, what did we say we were going to link to?
Yeah, and I want to do something where, like, and I need to get better at this, is when we have topics that maybe have differing viewpoints. I'd like to talk about the different viewpoints, even if I don't personally agree with them, even if Kitty doesn't personally agree with them, just kind of putting them out there so you get a more well-rounded view.
Yeah. So please rate us on iTunes. Look at the descriptions, read stuff, laugh at stuff. We're not sponsored by any of these weird, creepy products.
We should sell our period blood. I'm just kidding. Sorry. Sorry. I just want to say something so disgusting. And that's the first thing I thought of, was like, ooh, podcast merch.
I was going to say, leave us comments with things you want covered, things you like, things you don't like. Please don't like period talk. I don't want to encourage Kelly anymore.
They encouraged me. I would have never brought it up. I would have never brought it up if people didn't keep asking me for period talk.
Well, I haven't been asking you, and you just interjected.
I know, I'm sorry. It wasn't even on the topic list. I really just put it out there.
No, we never talked about periods and the thing. But, I mean, that's happened every week. We've had topics, and half of them we never touch.
They're just happy. This was a pretty long episode, so.
Yeah, we did good. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. We know YouTube views are up and down right now. We don't give a shit. Kelly and I were discussing this last week. We're just having fun making the podcast. So talk to us in the comments. Rate us on the iTunes. Check us out on Podbean and all that fancy shit that Kelly has wonderfully handled because I'm lazy. And I think that's about it. Right?
Yeah, I think that is it. We're getting our shit together. I feel like each week we're more and more prepared. We have more links ready too each week.
The best thing we ever did was set that 5 minutes before we record to burp and like get water and tea and stuff.
Yeah, it's very helpful.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, listening, whatever you're doing, and have a good week. And we'll talk to you soon.
Ben and Jerry's.
It's the way forward.